I'll turn behind you. Behind Jamie. Jamie, turn around. Oh, God, I didn't mean to turn around.
Scream, 1996. The story follows a high school student named Sydney Prescott and her group of friends in the fictional town of Woodsboro, California. A year after the murder of her mother, Sydney and her friends become the target of a mysterious killer in Halloween costume known as Ghostface, who uses horror film references as part of his deadly game. The killer takes out everyone one by one, including other members of the town, but Sydney later discovers that the killer behind the Ghostface mask is her boyfriend Billy and his friend. Scream 2, 1997. Scream 2 follows the character of Sydney Prescott 2 years after the first killing. She and the other survivors of the Woodsboro massacre are at the fictional Windsor College in Ohio, where they are targeted by a copycat killer who is using the guise of Ghostface. After a few killings at the college, many rumors emerge, including that the killer is picking his targets based on the names of his former victims, and that the killer is targeting people close to Sydney. In the end, it is revealed that the killers are Sydney's ex-boyfriend's mom, Mrs. Loomis, and Derek's best friend Mickey, who sought revenge for what happened in the past. Scream 3, 2000. The third installment in the Scream film series takes place 3 years after the previous carnage. It follows Sydney, who has gone into self-imposed isolation following the events of the past, but is later drawn to Hollywood after a new Ghostface begins killing the cast of the film Stab 3, which includes some of the survivors from the last attack some years back. The killer turns out to be Sydney's half-brother from her deceased mother, who was a product born out of sexual assault. He tried reaching out to her a few years after her mother's death, but was turned down by Sydney and is now back to seek revenge for the rejection.
Yo.
Hello, Shorty. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Scary Movie 2000. The movie follows the story of Cindy and her group of friends who accidentally hit a man with their car and dump his body in a lake. A year later on Halloween night, a girl in Cindy's class is killed. Cindy hears the news the following day and finds it oddly suspicious that the girl was killed exactly 1 year after she and her friends run over the man. The movie goes through a series of killings, spontaneous sexual references, and dark humor, until it is later discovered that Cindy's boyfriend Bobby is gay and wants to kill her, but is shortly killed by his friend, who is also later killed by Ghostface. In the end, it is discovered that Doofy, a mentally retarded special officer, is behind the killings, but they are unable to catch him because he gets away and changes his look.
You should have seen the look on your face, rookie.
What the fuck?
Scream 4, 2011. The film takes place on the 15th anniversary of the original Woodsboro murders from Scream 1996. It involves Sydney returning to her hometown 10 years later to have her book published. Ghostface once again begins killing students from Woodsboro High. When evidence leading to the killings is found in her car, Sydney becomes a suspect in the murders and must stay in town until they are solved. The movie later reveals that Sydney's cousin, Jill, is the Ghostface and was killing people out of jealousy over her cousin's fame that she got as being a pseudo-victim of all the previous killings.
What are you waiting for?
Scream TV series, 2015. The first 2 seasons are set in the fictional town of Lakewood, and they follow the story of Emma, a teenage girl who is linked to the horrific events of the town's past, as the killer's main obsession starts to manifest after a brutal murder in the present. Emma finds herself in the center of impending danger surrounding both her family and friends. She then sets out to uncover the town's dark mysteries and unmask the identity of the Lakewood slasher. Scream Revelation, 2019. The third season, and also the final season of the series, follows the story of a local football star in Atlanta named Elliot. Elliot is tormented by the events of his tragic past, as Ghostface uses his darkest secrets against him and continues with a killing spree, leaving Elliot helpless as he stands at losing everything and everyone he holds dear. This version of Ghostface uses the actual mask from the movie franchise.
Behind you! Turn around!
Look behind.
Jamie!
Scream, 2022. The film takes place 25 years after the original Woodsboro murders from Scream 1996, when another Ghostface appears and begins targeting a group of teenagers, who are each somehow linked to the original killings. This forces the old victims, Sydney, Gail, and Dewey to return and join forces with Tara, the late Billy's daughter, and her friends to bring an end to the new Ghostface. The killers behind the mask are two teens who got inspired by the Stab 8 movie that they had watched. They wanted to make the movie better and more realistic, and in the end framed Sam, Tara's sister, for the killings.